What's going on, everybody? How's it going? Welcome back to my channel, which has really just been on a hiatus for, I don't know, it's probably been over a year now, probably more. I figured it's time to make another YouTube video. So I was just cleaning up my shop. I'm doing a bunch of work getting ready for the New York Musky show, which is February 2nd, I believe. So I don't have a whole lot of time. Inventory is starting to build up a little bit, so I found myself kind of in between batches. I'm waiting for epoxy to dry on a set of baits that I have downstairs. So while I'm waiting, I'm just going to mix in a fun project because that's what I love to do. And I was cleaning up the shop, and I found a piece of paper that I used for my 10.5-inch jointed video. And instead of crumpling this up and throwing it out, I'm going to use it and make a bait. And we'll make 4 of these. I'm going to make them straight body. And we'll throw some rattles in there and we'll paint them up a nice matching set. I got my 2x4 over here, ready to plane down, ready to get going. Let's do it. Come on. Alright, I got these blanks all finished up, got them carved and sanded, and they look pretty good. So now I'm on to making the rattle chambers. And what I'm going to do there is I'm going to take a 1/2-inch Forstner bit and I'm going to drill out these locations that I have marked here with a pencil. And I have this 1/2-inch outside diameter copper tube that I'm going to use to line the rattle chambers. And I have pennies that are going to act as caps that are going to bounce these little slingshot ammo ball bearings that I have, which are going to be my rattles. So I also have a 3/4 inch Forstner bit because pennies are 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to countersink a hole, and that should allow the penny to sit just below the surface of the bait, and I can epoxy and smooth over the rattles. So I'm going to drill these out and get this going. Alright, the baits are all sealed up, so it's time to install the rattles. And my process for that is I am taking this tubing And I'm measuring out each of these chambers, sticking that flush to where that penny is going to sit. Mark it on the back side with a pencil. And then I'm going to cut this with a hacksaw so I get a nice clean cut. And then I'll press insert it back into the hole, and I'll have that nice lining, and penny will fit right over that. The BB in there, same on this side. So that's the idea. Alright, I got these sleeves all cut to length and they all fit perfect. So now what I'm going to do is pop each one of these out and hit them up with a little bit of sandpaper and reinsert them, and then I'll put a little bit of super glue right along the edges, and hopefully that super glue seeps in between the pipe and the wood and kind of locks those in place. And now that the sleeves are glued in, I'm going to mix a little bit of 5-minute epoxy and install the pennies. Then I can start mixing up some more epoxy and get these pennies set in place. Alright, I got the baits primed up, ready to go, ready to add some paint, and honestly that's the part that I look forward to most with every bait that I make. I just love having this white canvas and just thinking about all the patterns that I like to paint. I have 4 of them here. 2 of them I'm going to do in staple patterns. I'm going to do a fire tiger and an orange belly perch, and then the other 2 I'll play around with and have some fun. Before I start putting color on, I'm actually going to add a layer of titanium white, and that's just like an additional primer for me. I think the titanium white is just slightly whiter, a little more stark white than this white primer, so I like to add that and have that super white base before I start adding my color. So I'm going to do that now, and I'm going to start putting base layers down on these baits. And we'll start with Fire Tiger, and obviously the base coat for Fire Tiger is fluorescent yellow. Alright, this next pattern is a pattern that I like. It's just a white belly, yellow stripe down the middle of the belly, white sides, and then gold scaled back. So I'm going to start this paint job with a base of pearl white. And for the fourth bait, I kind of took some inspiration from this creek chub right here. I'm gonna do, I think, white down the belly, silver sides, and then coming back and adding black scales and maybe bars. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I'm just gonna go silver and black with this bait, maybe an orange belly. I haven't gotten that far yet. We'll see how I feel once I see scales and bars on this bait. So first, we'll do a pearl white base and then silver on the back and sides. Pretty good. For the bait with the gold back, I'm going to start by putting down a little bit of black because I like how gold looks over black than how it looks over white. Well, that's there forever. Now I have some fluorescent green in the cup for the Fire Tiger and the perch. Now I have a little dark green in the cup to darken the back of the perch. Alright, now I'm going to go through the process of taping off the Fire Tiger, and it's a pretty tedious process. The more time you take doing it and making sure that your tape is going to give you a good seal, you know, the cleaner lines you'll get out of your bars. I have 5 bars, and I hope that's enough because this is kind of a longer bait. I might have been able to get 6 on there. I didn't modify my cut, but hopefully this looks good, and if I don't like how it looks, I'll just take it off before I start painting. And since this is a curved bait, this tape is not very flexible. I have to make a relief cut here at the point. When I lay it on the bait, I make sure that I got the right width by just attaching it here and here. And then once I make this relief cut, that kind of frees this tape up to just curve in the direction straight down from wherever it's anchored from. First bar looks pretty good. I love that shape. It's such a nice shape. Anchor the top, relief cut the side, and just one by one press them down. And they should still connect, and in fact they'll overlap just a hair at the point here. That's because they're being angled in different directions. That's the point of the relief cut. Alright, now that the bait is ready for paint, now I'm going to do my best to keep this bait nice and warm so that my paint, that it gets atomized and hits the bait and sticks and doesn't move at all. It doesn't pile up enough where it can run and potentially get underneath the edges of this tape. Not bad, pretty clean. Perfect. that's ready for a belly color and some black eye sockets and ready to go. And now I'm ready to add some gold scale to the perch. Very nice. Alright, I got the mesh over the bait with the gold back, and I'm going to do a little bit of interference gold on top of the gold. I told myself I wasn't going to do scales on this bait, just because I wanted this pattern to be very simple, white belly, gold back. And maybe a little gold glitter in the top coat, but I'm going to do some gold interference scales and see if they even show up. Gold on gold. A little bit. Ever so slightly. Very, very faint. But that's good. That's actually what I was going for. And the bait with the silver back, I'm going to try a new scale that I've never used before. It's a little more circular, but I think it's the kind of coverage that I'm looking for. Alright, I got black in the cup. Alright, I got some silver in the cup, and I'm just going to kind of draw a line right where that fade is. Not bad. I like it. And no matter how careful you are, that overspray. So what I'm going to do is come back with some white and just kind of angle downwards and get rid of this scaling where I feel it's too low. Now I have black in the gun. I'm just going to make the back black. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but I'm going to add a layer of silver scales. Alright, let's see how that turned out. Not bad. I'm going to darken that back up. Okay, I like it. Do I do transparent? Yeah, let's do transparent black. Alright, I'm going to go with an orange belly on this bait. Yeah, that was the right decision for sure. We're going to go yellow belly on this bait. Alright, that'll wrap up another video. Thank you guys for watching. This was a really fun project. I'm really excited about how these look, how they turned out, how they sound, and I'm just really excited to put them into somebody's hands who's going to put them in the water and see how they perform. I'm really excited to keep track of these and see what kind of results we get. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Like and subscribe. Have a good one.